Hillary Clinton is being forced to walk back some of the comments that she made about the coal industry during a town hall earlier in the Democratic primary. Now, in case you don't remember that, to jog your memory, here is Hillary Clinton at a CNN town hall a little bit more than a month ago.
I'm the only candidate which has a policy about how to bring economic opportunity using clean, renewable energy as the key into coal country, because we're going to put a lot of coal miners and coal companies out of business. Right, Tim? And we're going to make it clear that we don't want to forget those people. Those people labored in those mines for generations, losing their health, often losing their lives, to turn on our lights and power our factories. Now we've got to move away from coal and all the other fossil fuels. But I don't want to move away from the people who did the best they could to produce the energy that we relied on.
Okay, so that was what she said a couple of months ago, perhaps not expecting that we would get to this point in the primary process, but we're here now, and she's now being forced to campaign in places where a lot of people involved in the coal industry actually work. So when she arrived in Williamson, West Virginia yesterday, she was greeted by protesters chanting "Go home," and during an event at a wellness center, West Virginia resident Bo Copley asked Clinton to explain her March comment. And she said, "What I said was taken totally out of context from what I meant, because I've been talking about helping coal country for a very long time. What I am saying is that the way things are going now, we will continue to lose jobs. That's what I meant to say."
That's not what she said, though.
Yeah.
So that's not what she said. That's what she thought she meant to say. And the reason she didn't say it is because Hillary Clinton is a horrible politician and an even worse candidate. She is a bad politician. People don't like her. She has the highest negatives of any Democratic candidate in the history. People have gotten a belly full of her. She's always been a flip-flopper. In 2008, all the other Democrats were saying the same shit about her. Barack Obama said that about her. He ran to her left then. People wanted a lefty back then. They still want one now. She is a horribly flawed candidate. This proves it. When she said it, go back and look at the tape. I pointed that out. That could you think of a worse way to say that you're going to be anti-coal? Could you think of a worse way? We're going to put a lot of those guys out of job, right, Tim? Like, she almost had glee in her eye about it, and then she realized, oh, yeah, because you're a shitty politician and a worse candidate.
See, I agree with you to a point. I do think that her backtracking now is a result of the bad way that she messaged originally. And now she's trying to backtrack, not because she fundamentally disagrees with herself from back then, but because she wants their votes now. West Virginia is coming up not long from now. It's very transparent. Now, I think, look, if you look at just literally the actual transcript of what she said, she did talk a lot about wanting to help out the people transition from the coal industry to blah, blah, blah. All of that is true. Where I disagree with her is not her changing it now. I'm mad that she's changing it now, because while I agree that you shouldn't have glee in your eyes necessarily, I do think that we should want to shut down coal plants. I mean, our goal should be no coal plants in America or anywhere else in the world, because it's an incredibly dirty form of fuel, so long as we don't simply then cast off all of those people to their fates. Like, if you don't look at the glee in her eyes and you just look at the words on the statement from back in the town hall, I think that's the balance we should have. We transition to clean energy, we get rid of the coal plants, but we make sure that people have job training to make sure that they don't end up on the streets. She's already backtracking on that. That's the thing.
Yes.
That was the right general position, even if it was the wrong messaging. She's already abandoning it.
Right. That's my point. Yeah. So it was even when she's on the right side of an issue, she's such a shit politician that she says it in the most horrible way possible. Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. And now, instead of like saying it in the right way, she's backtracking.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. I mean, all she has to do is tweak it, but reiterate. Like,
yes.
I mean, look, when Bernie Sanders talks about breaking up the banks, that probably would result in some people being fired. Okay?
Okay.
Good. That we're ready for that. It needs to happen. Those people are going to be fine, because unlike coal miners that are making fabulous amounts of money, so I'm a little bit less worried about it. But no, I don't want her to flee from that idea. Like, you already have the wrong position on fracking. We need you to have the right position, at least on coal. That's one of the easiest forms of power to be opposed to long term, because of how dirty it is for the people who work in the industry and for the entire planet as well. And so I guess we can have some hope that she'll end up on the right position, because she certainly doesn't mind flopping back and forth from time to time. But we need progress on this. Obama's energy policy has been largely okay. He's opened up areas for drilling that I wish that he didn't. But in terms of CAF standards and things like that, he's generally been okay on power for the most part. And we need her to be better than Obama was. And this already seems like she's not going to have the political bravery, the political leadership that we need when it comes to addressing climate change. And coal regulation is going to be one of the biggest components of that.
Yes, I'm with you. That was a very generous framing of Obama's energy policy.